everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So we have another great supper recipe for you today. Now this recipe is low carb and keto approved. It is paleo approved, which means that it has no dairy in it at all, and it's really diabetic friendly. It's also Whole30 approved, just in case you are doing a cleanse or anything right now that you can't have all the things. So today we're going to be making some spicy chicken with peppers. Now don't worry, it's not too spicy. You can totally control the level of spicy that you do, but this recipe is very, very clean. It has great wholesome ingredients, lots of protein, lots of veggies, and it still has a really good flavor. Well, thank you so much for watching. Before we get into it though, would you do me a huge favor and hit that like button? Here is everything that you need for your spicy chicken with peppers hot dish. So we're going to be starting with our chicken. Now I was supposed to use chicken breast. You need 3 chicken breasts, but since I bought thighs on accident, that's fine too. I'm going to be using about a package and a half of the chicken thighs. Now, of course, I'm looking for organic. I'm looking for antibiotic and growth stimulants where they don't add any of those. But the third thing that I am looking for is that it is air chilled. I just found this out, but basically, apparently, when it doesn't say it's air chilled, they're soaking it in a vat of chemicals before they package it. And I don't prefer my chicken soaked in chemicals, so I'm going to be buying the air chilled from now on. I would encourage you to look into that because it's so interesting. Now, for our oils that we are going to be using to cook our chicken, there's a couple different things that you could do. You could just use bone broth. I know we did that in one of our other recipes, and it turned out great, not using any oil to cook it in. You could do some toasted sesame oil, or if you don't prefer anything like that, you could do avocado oil. That would taste good, or peanut oil would taste good too. We're also going to be using about a tablespoon of some coconut aminos at the end to give it some flavor, which if you don't know what coconut aminos is, it's basically like a healthier version of soy sauce without all of the tons of sodium that soy sauce has, and of course without the soy. We're also going to be using 2 tablespoons of some broth. I always buy bone broth. I got that from Costco. My thought process is if you're going to be using broth, we might as well get all the nutrients of the bone broth. Then we'll be doing 2 peppers. I'm going to do a green and a yellow, but you can choose any kind of color that you prefer. I'll be doing 1 jalapeno. You could also use chili peppers or no hot peppers if you prefer. If you kind of can't handle the heat, then that's totally fine. You don't need to add that if you don't want to. 2 to 3 garlic cloves, 1 cup of some celery, and ½ a cup of some green onions. All right, let's get started. Now I always like to start by washing my chicken, just rinsing it off under some water, and then putting it on some paper towels and patting it dry. We're going to be just cutting this into cube pieces and putting it right into our pan. I put just some chicken broth in the bottom of this, because you know what, when I did it the last time, it worked perfectly. And then you can add whatever kind of spices you prefer to your chicken. I'm going to be doing some Celtic sea salt, some onion powder, black pepper, and some garlic powder. Next, we're going to be prepping all of our veggies. Of course, you can cut them in whatever kind of pieces that you prefer. Since my kids are going to be eating this, I am going to be doing it in smaller pieces. When I was first married, I kept looking through a million different recipe books, and it just seemed like everything was just super, super hard and had a million ingredients in it. And it was really frustrating for me to try to figure out what to make because it just had so many ingredients. And I just felt like, oh, that is just way too hard. I don't think I can do that. But with these supper recipes that I have been giving you, they are so easy to do. You basically cook the chicken, cut the vegetables, assemble it all, saute it at different times. You guys, this is so easy, anybody can do it. So no matter how old you are, this is pretty easy and simple to do. Now I don't have quite a cup full of celery. I ran out. So I'm tempted to do a little bit more pepper instead. You could do your onions however you prefer, thickness wise also. Now I personally love the white part of the green onions, so you can cut up as far as you want to go. So I separated my vegetables. I did the peppers in one bowl and the celery and the green onions in the other, just because that's the method I'm going to be using when I am cooking them. I'm going to add the peppers first and cook them a little bit longer before I add everything else. So normally I do a ton of garlic. I probably would have even done 3 to 4 cloves of garlic for this recipe just because I love garlic. But apparently I'm out of everything in my fridge. So I'm going to be putting my jalapeno and my garlic with my chicken. Again, if you don't want to do the hot pepper, you totally don't have to. And if you like spice, you could also do a chili pepper too. That would taste really good in here. I'm doing it with the seeds. Make it just a little bit hotter. That's another option as well. If you wanted to take out the seeds, that would definitely bring the heat level down. My chicken is looking good. I'm going to be adding the hot peppers and the garlic to it. It's also time to flip it as well. Another thing that I love about this recipe is that you can make it in a bigger batch and keep it for lunch the next day or portion it out for the next couple of days. Or you can have it for a family dinner if you are wanting to do this for supper. There's just so many things you can do with this recipe. This chicken is looking really good. I'm going to be taking it out of the pan to finish off the vegetables. Next, after I took out the chicken, I added in my peppers. I'm going to be letting this cook for about 4 minutes, and I'm also going to be having it covered. And I'm going to add in the rest of my vegetables, cover it again, and cook it another 2 minutes. It has been 2 more minutes. Now I'm going to be adding everything back together, stirring it around. I'm going to be adding in my coconut aminos. And I am, just for the flavor, going to be adding in some sesame oil. I just sometimes feel like it gives it a little bit of that Asian taste to it. But again, you don't have to. You could add avocado oil if you wanted. I know some people don't love sesame oil or peanut oil. Then you're just going to stir it together, kind of mix in those flavors. I'm going to cover it again for maybe another 2 minutes and just let it all kind of meld together. This smells amazing. Now I'm just going to be putting this in my pan and it's all ready to go. All right, you guys, here it is. This turned out amazing, but we still have to give it a taste test. Let me try to get all of the things in here. Super flavorful. Wow, so good. I am loving all of those flavors with the sauces that we used. The vegetables, the chicken, this is such a clean supper. You guys, you're going to love this recipe. Make sure to try it, especially if you're needing something new to make. And you might have a lot of these ingredients already on hand. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also with the little notification bell, because then you'll get alerted whenever I post new recipes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.